Hello children, welcome to today's session. In this video, we are going to learn about the second chapter, which is components of food. In earlier chapter, we learned something about food. We need to have certain ingredients in order to prepare a particular type of food, and the sources of food ingredients, like the food resources which are of animal origin and plant origin, or plant source and animal source food ingredients. So in this chapter we are going to learn about the components of food, which means what our food contains. We usually eat food with the combination of another food items, like we eat rice along with sambar, veggies and pickles, and we eat dosa along with chutney, sambar and some vada. Like this, we eat several varieties of food for a single meal. Only then we call it as a complete meal. Children, do you know why do we have to eat these many varieties of food for a single meal? Have you ever seen people eating only dosa or only rasam for their meal? No, right? We need to have all the varieties of food. Let's understand why do we have to eat all the varieties. Usually our food ingredients contain some components which we call nutrients. Nutrients are very important for our body. In order to grow and develop and also to stay healthy, we need to have all the nutrients in our food that we eat. The main nutrients are carbohydrates or sugar, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. The food that we eat has got all the food nutrients in it. Carbohydrates provides us energy, and also fats. Fats can be stored in our body. Whenever our body is tired or whenever we don't eat, whenever we are starving, our fats are utilized to get energy. Proteins are body building food. Vitamins and minerals helps our body to protect from diseases and infections. So these are very very important for our healthy and energetic body. We have certain tests to detect the presence of certain food nutrients. Example, tests for carbohydrates. If we have to test a food, if it has got a particular nutrients in it, then we have to do a particular experiment. What we have to do is, we have to take food item in a plate and put some or few drops of iodine solution on it. Iodine solution is usually brown in color. When we add these iodine solution on the food item, if it turns blue black, then it indicates the carbohydrate is present in the food. Iodines and other chemicals are the reagents which are present in the chemical laboratories. Just like how we have got sugar, salt and coffee powder in our kitchen, similarly in chemistry labs we have reagents like iodine, copper sulfate and caustic soda, these kind of chemical ingredients or chemical reagents. So with these we perform experiments. Okay? We also have a test to find out the presence of protein. We need to have a test tube like this, and we have to take the food which we have to detect for protein inside of this test tube and add some water. And after that, few drops of caustic soda and copper solution is also added into it. If the food color turns violet, then it indicates the presence of protein. With this test, we can detect the presence or absence of protein in a given food. We can also detect the presence of fats. We simply have to place the food item on a paper. After few minutes, we need to take the food away from the paper and look into the paper. If it has got oily stains on it, then that indicates the food has got fats in it. So in this way we can find out the presence or absence of a particular nutrients in the food. Sometimes the food contains all the nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, everything. But sometimes the food material has got only 2 or 3 nutrients in it. Let's see what are all the sources which are rich in carbohydrates. Food items like rice, wheat, sugarcane, melon, mango, these are rich in carbohydrates. And ghee, milk, coconut oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, and also butter, cream, fish, these are rich in fats. Milk, fish, meat, peas, moong dal, and beans, all these food items are rich in protein. Some may be from plant source and some may be from animal source. Along with it, we also need to have vitamins and minerals in our diet. Let's see what are all the sources of vitamin A. Yeah, vitamins are of different types. Vitamin A, B, C, D, E and K. We get different types of vitamins from different types of food ingredients. From milk, fish oil, carrot, papaya, we get vitamin A. These are the food sources which are rich in vitamin A. Vitamin B rich sources are liver, rice and wheat. Vitamin C is present in orange, lemon, amla, guava and even tomatoes. Vitamin D is rich in fish, egg, liver, butter and milk. We can get vitamin D only by exposing ourselves to the sun. Along with these vitamins, we need to have minerals with it. There are several types of minerals, only some are given here. Iodine is rich in seafood and salt. Phosphorus is rich in potatoes and milks. Iron is rich in green leafy vegetables and liver. Calcium is rich in milk and egg. Along with these nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals and vitamins, we also need to have dietary fibers in our food. Dietary fibers or roughages are a type of nutrients which do not have any nutritional value, but still we need it because it helps us get rid of constipation. It helps us relieve or excrete the feces easily from our body. Always we need to have a balanced diet. Diet is the food that we eat every day. So the food has to have all the nutrients in right proportion. We should not eat any of the nutrients more or less. If we eat one particular nutrient more and the other food nutrient less, then we will have deficiency diseases in our body. All the nutrients are important. At the same time, we need to eat all the nutrients in the right amount. Let's see what are all the deficiency disorders. Vitamin A is very important for a healthy eyesight. If our body lacks in vitamin A, it means if we don't eat enough carrot, green leafy vegetables and sources which are rich in vitamin A, then our body will be deficient in vitamin A. Then our vision will be lost. If we have a vitamin A deficiency, then it will affect our eyes. The symptoms of this disease are poor vision, loss of vision in darkness. It is also called as night blindness. Sometimes complete loss of vision. The person will become totally blind. Vitamin B. The deficiency of vitamin B in our body causes beriberi, which means the symptoms are weak muscles and very little energy to work. The person will always be tired if he has got a vitamin B1 deficiency. Vitamin C, the deficiency of vitamin C vitamin causes scurvy. Scurvy is a disease which affects the gums. Always the person have bleeding gums, wounds take longer time to heal. The person's body will not heal quickly if he has got a wound. If the person has got vitamin D deficiency, then the person will get rickets. It is a bone disease. The symptoms are bones become soft and bent. In order to be strong, our bones has to be strong. For a stronger bones, we need to have vitamin D in our body. If there is a calcium deficiency, it is a mineral. If you have a calcium deficiency, then it affects the bones and tooth. Weak bones and tooth decay happens if the person has got calcium deficiency. Iodine deficiency causes goiter. Glands in the neck appear swollen, mental disability in children. It causes mental disability in children, as well as we'll see the person's neck swollen if he has got a iodine deficiency. And then iron. Iron is very important. If a person is deficient in iron, he'll be anemic, or he'll be very weak and he will look pale. See, all the green leafy vegetables, sabzis that our mother cooks has to be eaten without any complaint. Okay children, that's all for today's session. See you in the next class. Bye-bye.